Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients because most can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. You will also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. The car salesperson was opening the hood and listing all the mechanical specifications, horsepower, drivetrain, torque, and on and on. As she continued listing all the features of the vehicle, she never paused for breath. She was obviously knowledgeable about the vehicle, and I could tell she was passionate about the manufacturer and dealership. She was personable and friendly. However, she never once asked me about how we would be using the car, what activities we used our car for, what features were important to us, and why those features were important to us. I left the dealership feeling ambivalent. The car seemed fine, but I was not sure it was right for me. I would need to do some more research on various cars I was considering. This was not only a lost sale, but a lost opportunity to deliver a delightful client experience and gain a raving fan. The car salesperson had never focused on what her client was thinking. What was her client why? So last week, we learned a whole bunch about me, from Girl Scout to Queen of $1 Million Sales Strategy. And today we will explore how client thinking unlocks your sales strategy superpower. Client thinking is the foundation of your sales strategy, processes, and methodologies. Everything needs to revolve around the client's perspective, because the client's perspective equals truth. By the end of today's show, you will know how you can tap in to your client's perspective and their perception, or the client thinking. Why this fundamental element enables you to quickly and deeply connect with your prospects. How client thinking sets you apart and gives you a competitive edge to get more clients. We will explore thinking like the client to reveal the so they can your prospects are seeking. It's far too often completely missed or a critical gap in the sales cycle. Further, mastering your client why is a proven shortcut to achieve sales and growth goals. Many years ago, in fact, near the beginning of my career, I had a client tell me, client perception equals truth. Now, this was so profound for me that I wrote it down and I pinned it up on my vision board where I can look and see every day. It's still there, this note. And that simple concept, because it had that immediate resonance with me, I have used it throughout my career. While this indirectly aligns with the old adage, the client is always right, I'm sure you've heard that before, it is distinct because the focus is on perception. We all know that the client is not always right. However, when we shift and refocus our lens to the client's perspective, we can understand where they're coming from. It's about shifting your paradigm to see things through the eyes of your prospect or client. I'm going to take a moment right now, and I want you all to think about a cube that's rotating and that we've pinned it up on its axis. And now we're going to take that's like your paradigm, and we're going to twirl it just a bit so you can see around to the other side. Okay. So another old adage, walk a mile in someone else's shoes. That immediately comes to mind when you're shifting your paradigm, because it's about their why, not yours. It's not about selling someone, rather guiding them to a decision. Your client perception will make or break you. This is so critical. I am going to repeat that. Your client's perception will make or break you. Client thinking is my number one proven method to deliver sustainable results. It's the equivalent to using Miracle-Gro in your flower boxes. Client thinking is all about your client's why. If you don't understand your client's why, most of your sales efforts, I'm sorry to say this, will be a colossal waste of time. Why? Because your entire sales foundation was not centered around the client's view. The bottom line is you create a huge chasm when you don't focus on your client thinking. So I want you to take a moment here. Imagine a rickety, tattered, ancient rope catwalk over a deep ravine. It's probably in, a movie. I can see it right now with The Rock, right? This horrible bridge. Why take the chance on that horrible bridge when there is a sturdy, gleaming stainless steel bridge just one step away? So what do I mean by the client why? You already know what to do, okay? You really do. To truly connect with your client's mindset, you must put yourself in their shoes. So let's walk through this. You're in your client's shoes. What do they want, need, or lack? What problem does it solve? Or area of concern does it address? How does your client perceive the benefit? What's in it for them? What's their desired outcome? So they can achieve what goal, initiative, or aspiration? The foundational philosophy centered on the client thinking is how I closed multi-million-dollar deals all over the world. So in my corporate career, as vice president of sales and business development, I was flown in to assist the local sales teams on their seven-figure deals. At this stage of the client journey, we would be approaching the decision phase, usually with a formal presentation to the client and their stakeholders of our solution. At every stage of the client journey, your client thinking is going to move and evolve. So that's one thing that you're going to be using this the entire time that you're working with your client. Your client thinking is a core foundation that flows and ebbs through everything that you do. So when I would go in with these sales teams, the very first thing I would see from our sales team was 8 to 10 slides at least about us. Yeah. And this was also the very first thing that I tossed. Now, often it was like, oh my gosh, and my point would be, we don't need this. This is not going to serve us in any way. This is about the client. And at this stage of the client journey, we're already validated. We wouldn't be invited to the room. We would not be given an opportunity for a formal presentation. They don't need any of this. This is all about them. It is not about us. It's about the client. What did they want, need, or lack? Why did our solution, our product and services, why did it matter to them? So they could ... what? That so they could is so critical, because that's what they're buying. They're buying the so they can achieve something, so they can fix something, so they can move forward. Whatever that so they can is, if you don't understand that, you're not going to be able to make that connection. And I would normally meet with the client at least twice to ask questions and listen. When you listen 80% of the time, the client will tell you everything you need to know. And here's the trick. As they answer those questions, do the, okay, and be quiet. Let them provide more information, because they will. Ask them, tell me more. And they will. Ask them, help me understand. And they will. They will give you all the information you need to understand their why. And with that information and this information, it was so important for you, I would work with the sales team to configure our solution for the client. It had to be a solid fit or a win-win. The entire presentation was then redesigned around the client why, with interactive engagement and addressing the thinking of each and every client stakeholder. This was the winning, mutually beneficial methodology that closed the deals I worked on, and the foundation for the sales team to execute on the solution successfully by shifting their focus to the client's perspective. Let's walk through an exercise on how to identify your client why. Step 1 is to identify the different types of clients you have for a specific product or service. As an example, B2B factors can include industry, organizational structure, stakeholder roles, and so on. Step 2 is to choose the specific client segment. Each type of client will potentially have a different why. Step 3 is identifying the client why from your client's perspective. Okay, so from the client's perspective, I want you to answer the following questions. All right, I want you to channel your client. I am a fill in the blank. I have a problem or concern. It is fill in the blank. I am looking for, fill in the blank. This will help me buy, you got it, fill in the blank. So I can ... so they can what? Now, understanding your client why is the secret sauce to positioning your product or service. It enables you to reframe your messaging and to attract your ideal clients. Now, I know that exercise, I went through it really quickly, so I'm going to do it one more time. If you don't have your pen or pencil before, get it right now. Okay. All right, you got it? I have a problem or concern. It is. I am looking for This will help me buy so I can. All right. Now, putting this exercise to work sets you apart and it delivers a unique competitive edge. Why? Because now that you understand the client's why, you need to reframe your message to match the outcome they desire. Matching your product or service benefits that fill the client's specific need, what they want, need, or lack, the problem it addresses, the pain point it solves, the area of concern. Answer what's in it for them so they can. You will use that exercise we just went through to answer similar questions around your product or service, benefits, and the outcome desired by your client. Answer the following questions from your client's perspective keep that in sharp focus as you're answering these about your product or service. Our product or service is for who want or need. We provide that benefits our clients by so they can. Now, if you have different target markets, multiple industries served, organizational and departmental segments, and our various stakeholder roles, I want you to repeat this exercise for each unique silo. It's really important, especially when you are doing B2B sales. You're normally selling to multiple people who are in the decision-making process. And certainly, even when you're selling to an individual, there are other stakeholders. They could have a partner, a friend, a significant other, kids. There are other stakeholders involved, and incorporating their perspective is critical. Everyone who is in sales has lost business. Unfortunately, and far too often, we fail to see beyond our own paradigm to understand why. Client thinking is the cornerstone to building strong and sustainable sales success. Thinking like the client is critical to attract, secure, and retain new sales. You already know what to do because I've just gone through it. To truly connect with your prospects and clients, start by putting yourself in their shoes. What do they want, need, or lack? What's in it for them so they can? And I'm going to go back briefly to that beginning story and tell you about a different experience when I went in to purchase a car and how that salesperson actually asked about how I used the car. What were activities that we used the car for? What kind of shopping or hobbies did we have? And I mentioned the hobbies because if you are someone who loves to do gardening and maybe you're buying new plants and you need to be able to bring them back to your house, or you are a skier or a snowboarder and you've got all that gear, you love to go camping and you're going into some off-road areas, all of those things are really important about how you use your car. You take a lot of family road trips. Maybe you're always on the highway, but you're still taking a family road trip. So you want to be comfortable in the car, and you've got, maybe your kids, or how are you using the car? So these things are really important. And through that discussion and finding out about what I wanted and I needed and I lacked and how I used the car, what was important to me, like being able to park the car anywhere and have that turning radius and be able to maneuver the car easily, all those things that were, to me, really important. That actually helped him, and he ended up directing me to a slightly larger vehicle because it better suited my needs. And while I was looking at the smaller model, once I I was just sort of like, but through those questionings directing me to the larger model, once I got in that and test drove that, I realized that was the right car for me. And just thinking about all the things that I do with our car. So that was a fantastic way that I actually built rapport with that salesperson, because he was interested in us, in me, in how we use the vehicle, and wanting to make sure it was the right vehicle for us. So guess what? He got the sale. And not only that, I'm a raving fan. And I have recommended him to other people and that dealership to other people, specifically that salesperson, because he did such an amazing job of really understanding our why and what we needed and what was going to best suit us so that we could enjoy that car and it could serve all of our purposes. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for bearing with me as I had still getting over, obviously, my little cough there, as I keep working on that to get better, because my purpose is for you to get more clients. So I'm going to be here. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. On behalf of the WinWin Women Network, I have carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on and ignite your sales call with me to see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people that they know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, I shared how client thinking unlocks your sales strategy superpower. The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I am truly gifted at this, and you deserve the shortcut to your success with the right support. You can go to p2q.link/win-win. That's P, the digit 2, q.link/win-win. You can also connect with me on our website, and to stay current on all of our insightful advice, breakthrough advantages, and never miss an episode of Get More Clients, you can sign up for our weekly wisdoms at petitetoqueen.com. You will also find information about our new membership programs that you can get started today to implement your sales strategy to get more clients. Next week on Get More Clients, I will show you why clients' perspective is your swift success secret. So I will see you next week on Get More Clients. Thank you so much for joining me.